Hi, you guys. How are you doing today? All right, so I am back. I'm not going to give up on my story because it's just something that I want to do in my life. And if I can help somebody else, I'm going to because that's just a person that I am. I love to help people and do what I can. Okay, so I'm not sure what I want to talk about today. So I was thinking some of the things that I did want to talk about was like some things I'm not ready to deal with yet, and a lot of it's from my childhood and my teenage years and my adulthood. So I do suffer from PTSD. So okay, let's see, right, oops, oh wow. So I do suffer from PTSD, and a lot of that, even when I was in therapy, there was a lot that I couldn't talk about. There's just that one something that maybe a few things that I've dealt with, but I've let it go. I have let go a lot. Like the past is gone, and I'm beginning anew. But that's not the reason for this conversation and series and things that I'm doing for you guys. So, yeah, I hope that you understand. I'm not going to get in depth in things. I have decided not to. Yeah, I'm using my brain now. Can you imagine that? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'm just. I just. Ooh, I'm having a panic attack. Just not wanting to talk about some certain things. Never. Just because it's over with, and I feel the way I feel about the situation. And there's one. There's okay. There's a lot of situations at hand that I just don't feel like dealing with. Just because my glass house is unbreakable, put it that way, and had a lot of rocks thrown at it, so nobody can get in or break it. Just because I'm not going to allow them to ruin what I have going on now, because the devil's a liar, and I'm getting back what I got stolen from me by the devil. I love that saying. I just don't know. All right, so what I want to talk about today is the mental illness. So I put out information for the Central Community Mental Health Board. The address and the telephone number. If you need it, please use it. These people have they've helped me a whole lot and got me to where I am today. And they got me hooked up with Greater Cincinnati Behavioral Health. I will put that information out there for you as well as soon as I get it. So the thing is that, people talk about mental health issues or whatever. For one thing, yes, I have many diagnoses, and I will go over those diagnoses with you one by one to explain to you how things go. But I am here to let you know that I am not labeling myself anymore as that. Yes, I have PTSD, but I'm dealing with that. That label is just not going to go on me. I am me. This is who I am. The part of it that I had to do was accept. I had to accept the fact, and then as soon as I accepted it, I learned to deal with it. And it's a life sentence. And, I have a lot of life sentences right now that I'm dealing with that we'll get to, but it's a life sentence. So I'm going to deal with it. And I have for the past 9 years. And I'll put Tender Mercy's number down there. Oh, gosh, I got to mention them. So, oh, my gosh, yeah. Yeah, you guys donate to Tender Mercies. And I'm not doing this for Tender Mercies. I'm doing this for myself. But Tender Mercies saved my life. They saved my life, literally. So what they do is they help and they transform the lives of people with mental health issues that are homeless. I have been homeless for maybe 10 times, all in the old drop-in center, And, I was like, okay, I'll deal with my alcohol issues. I'll deal with my addictions. It never worked. So one day I went in there, drop-in center. It was the last time I was ever homeless. And I can't say there's going to be a next time because you just never know what the world's going to hand to you, or what life is going to hand to you. But I'm working really, really hard not to get myself there. Anyway, so I walked into the drop-in center for the last time, and I was like, I surrender. I surrender. I'm ready to deal with my mental health issues and my addiction. And those two things, they really come hand in hand when you're dually addicted, and they call it SAMS, substance abuse, mental illness. SAMI, substance abuse, mental illness. And if anybody can relate to me, it is the most and worst thing for a human being and for one person to have to deal with. But the best part of it is I had a team at the drop-in center and a team all over me that just really took care of me. And they introduced me to Greater Cincinnati Behavioral Health as well. And that's been amazing turnaround. So they got me, the drop-in center, I got my interview for Tender Mercies, and I was happy once I got there. I had my one little room, and I didn't care how big or small. It was a roof over my head. I was the funny drunk there, trust me. But no, we weren't allowed to drink there, but we had to confine it to our room is what it was. And, the wild child in me could never be inside, always had to be outside or looking out a window. So Tender Mercies was a wonderful time, and I made people laugh, and I miss my friends that I had made there. But then I had to leave. I was going to be gone more than 3 months, so you can leave for 3 months if there's something that you can do, but if you're going to be gone for more than 3 months, then you lose your room, you lose your time there. And that was perfectly fine with me, because I knew that I was going to a place, and I went away for 5 months to a rehab that I'm not going to talk about, and I do not recommend the place, and I will not give you the number to the place, because you work your butt off in there, and they just set you out on the street if you have a place to go or whatever. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it because that pisses me off. But it's just part of life, and how I was going to deal with that when it happened. My family didn't believe me. It was like, you left. I know you did. And I was like, well, if I left, first of all, they wouldn't let me make a phone call. I would just walk out the doors. But I was able to make a phone call to get a ride. But, I used that as a learning experience, because you never know where you're going to end up. And my sister hasn't texted me back because I asked her for permission to use her name on here. But you all know who, my friends, yeah, we all knew who she is. I don't know why I giggle when I say you know who she is. She was there for me every weekend. As a matter of fact, I can't tell you guys how grateful for my sister I am. She was there at that place that I went to for 5 months. It was a 6-month program, but they let me go in 5. They did say I completed the program. There was just nothing else they could do for you, which was a lie. I could have graduated along with the rest of them. But anyway, see, I'm venting. If I start babbling, just bear with me, please, because I'm all over the place today. I went to the store and, I just didn't have a good day. I took my last $10. I've been saving money for the end of the month, and took my last $10, and I went and got me some bologna and some pop, and I was really wanting some chips, so I went and got my chips, and it was just a bad experience that, my back, I have bilateral sciatica, and I start my therapy next week. So, it's all about action and doing what you have to do. And I don't know, there's no excuse why I never took action before. I've seen people on the psychiatric meds, and I was like, I'm not gonna be a zombie. I'm not gonna take them and get fat. Excuse me. And I'm not gonna, let me slow down here, okay? I'm not gonna, I got my voice back, but it comes and goes. My throat's not dry. It's usually real dry. But sometimes when I cough too much, I lose it. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, so my sister came to see me every weekend at this place. She would bring me things. That was an amazing thing that she did for me. And she had to leave work to come and get me, and she did. She didn't have to do it. She could have said, "Find your own way home," but she didn't. She was right there, and she's always right there if I need her in an emergency, or if I need her, she's there. I just don't see her sometimes, and that's my problem, not hers. Because when you're an addict and you're in my situation, you want what you want when you want it, and sometimes you can't always get what you want. But that's okay. Now it's okay. Did I tell you understanding was the biggest part of life? If you understand, you can get through anything. That's what I was told. It's true. I'm babbling. Okay, so I've been diagnosed with a few things. My major depression has gotten reevaluated, and because of a situation that I had, I now have major depression with psychotic episodes. Remember when I told you guys there's something going on in my sleep and I don't know what it is, and that's my poltergeist. I am my poltergeist. I'm doing it myself. It's the devil just making me hurt myself, and I wake up and there's knives out on the counter and I got scratches on me. I have no idea where that came from, and that's something I'm dealing with now. I'm going to be okay, but, I'm like, somebody's taking my cigarettes, or, I'm just like, a form of paranoia. But I also was diagnosed first with psychosis, but that all comes hand in hand, paranoia. I'm not as paranoid because sometimes paranoia is good. And I don't know if you guys realize that if you're wondering something and you're like, Mom is right. My mom is always right. I live by her words now. I can keep my legs closed. I'm trying to make it funny. So I just don't feel like being a Debbie Downer tonight. I don't. So anyway, my sister was really there for me. So when she came to get me from that place, she picked me up, and she had to deal with my mental issues. And I was okay sober-wise. It was taken out of my mouth. That's for sure. I didn't want nothing. And I got to go stay with my sister and her husband for 2 weeks. And I found a really nice apartment. And this is where I'm at now. See, this thing you see hanging here is I have a tray that my laptop sits on. And I nailed in a little thing because all my paperwork and stuff end up in my underwear drawer. So I built this. Now my paperwork don't go in there. Yeah. It's empty now. I'm going to sort it out and put go through it because it was full. Okay, so I'm not going to label myself. It's something that I had to come to accept. Borderline, the major depression is ongoing. I have tried many meds, many psychiatric medicines, and this and that, and just everything under the sun. But the major depression was psychotic episodes. As far as the psychotic episodes go, so I black out in anger sometimes, and I don't even know I'm angry or blacking out. But it hasn't happened in a really long time. I get, I do have suicidal tendencies, but I'm still alive. God's not done with me yet. Ooh boy, it's okay though. Am I telling you guys it's okay, or am I telling myself? Thinking I'm doing both. Anyway, I just woke up. I'm only getting 2 hours of sleep here and there, 2 hours of sleep. Then I lay back down and get another 2 hours of sleep. It's really, I'm exhausted. Can't even leave my house or go nowhere. Anyway, so the psychotic part is difficult to understand for myself, but it's something that I have to accept. And I do go off the deep end, and I had to admit that to myself and say, yeah, you do go off the deep end. There's things that you do yourself, and there's things that you just, by telling them my apartment's trash, it looks like a tornado hit it. I call them my temper tantrums now. And I've worked through it. And you can work through anything, especially with that diagnosis. But again, I had to learn to accept it. It's a life sentence. But now I'm using my tools to deal with it that was given to me. I do a few grounding tools. That seems to work. When I get to my worst part of it, so when it was taught to me by my therapist, it was immediately look at the wall and say the wall is white. The wall is white. The wall is white. You can't argue with yourself about that. And I argue with myself a lot. It's true, the wall is white. I need to get over it, get over myself. The PTSD, I'm going to deal with that later. Impulse control. So I do act on my impulses. But I'm slowly working on that too. But there's just so much I'm working on right now that I don't want to overwhelm myself. I know what happens when I get overwhelmed, and I just stop caring, and I go to that place, and I'm just praying that I will never put myself in that place again, as long as I have acceptance and I know how to deal with my situation at hand. Anxiety. I just found out by my psychiatrist that anxiety is in your nerves. It all comes hand in hand, and as well, that's 24/7. I feel like there's electricity going from head to toe. My mind's always going. I've just learned to deal with those things, but I forget sometimes, and I lash out, or I don't stop to think, and it's hard for me to stop and think twice about things that I do or I'm getting ready to do. But I did about this that I'm doing here on YouTube, that I had to think about what I was going to say and what I'm not going to say. And that's important because certain people are going to be watching, and I don't want them to know that I know that You know what I mean? Like, uh, I know and God knows what happened, but other people don't need to know those things. So there's just certain things that I don't need certain people to have to realize that I went through, because that's not fair to them. It's not fair to them. I'm not going to put them through that, because a lot of people have, and this is where I get to think about it, people. A lot of people have a lot on their minds and a lot on their plates, and why should I contribute and add fuel to their fire? I'm not going to. That's simple as that. I'm going to keep this as positive as I can. I'm going to try not to be negative. There's nothing to be negative about, and I know that now. All the negativity in my life is gone. I got rid of a lot of people that were negative, or that they still use, and I don't go out nowhere. I can't take a bus trip no more. I can't get on the bus anymore. I've developed what you call agoraphobia. Just a little bit of it, but yeah, I can't take a bus or nothing anymore. Let me see. There's a few other things, but just so you know, I do have the Central Community Mental Health Board address and their phone number. So please use it if you need it. There are a few places for rehab. Cheney Allen, I've been there 4 times. They are a wonderful place, even though I was there that long. It's just because I didn't get it the first time or the third time. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to comment and ask. But if you do have issues, don't label yourself. It has to do with action, accepting. Finally, I'm on medicine that I didn't, it's like, I don't need that medicine, it's total denial. And it did have a lot to do with me being in denial about it. And I didn't want to be a zombie, like, I didn't want to be like that. And the medicine I'm on is absolutely wonderful. So I'm not going to air that out, but my psychiatrist is wonderful. He's also a medical doctor. So my doctor and him, I tell them both everything. I tell them both the truth. I have a team of doctors now, and trains in my backyard. Oh, please. There's your sign. There's your sign. Toot your horn is what it's telling. Toot toot. Okay. So the medicine I'm on now just really helps slow my mind. Yeah, I really like it. And they're not narcotic. And there's this one. I told him, I said, this medicine is better than Valium and Xanax, and I probably shouldn't put that out there, but I'm going to tell you that it's not narcotic, and I feel like I'm taking a Valium and Xanax. And, it really does work. And he was like, really? So yeah, I'm not a zombie. I just sit there like, I zone out a lot. I don't care about zoning out. It's kind of fun sometimes. Mental health is what the issue is today, what we're talking about. And I have been in and out of the mental health system since I was in my middle 20s, I believe. Back then I had a psychiatrist, an alcohol doctor, no doubt. I had a team of doctors, but they just wanted to dope me up at the time, and I wouldn't go for it. Again, denial. So I hope you guys understand and what I'm telling you. Please reach out and get help. That's important, and I just didn't want to reach out. I self-medicated, but then again, I was what I'm not labeling myself, but I'm calling this episode Trials and Tribulations. My cousin, you know who you are if you're watching, said, E, you just go through trials and tribulations. And I'm like, yeah. So she rescued me a lot too. Now I know who she is. She was just, I had a lot of people rescue me. And they stopped. And I was like, okay, well, I'm on my own. Now what am I going to do? There was one time my mom sat down and she's like, you need to sit down. I need to tell you something, ask you something. And this was a hard pill to swallow. And a lot of people say, and this has to do with enabling. A lot of people say, that was really mean of your mom to say, or I can't believe that's crazy. But I was bitter, I was angry, but it didn't get me anywhere. It just got me meaner. And she looked at me and she says, Edith, what are you going to do when your dad and I are gone? When we die, what are you going to do? I looked at her like, what are you talking about? And she said, Edith, who's going to feed you? Who's going to give you money? Who's going to do this and that? Who's going to give you a shelter over your head? She said, I can't do it no more. And that was the worst. I think that is the worst kind of tough love that anyone could ever experience in their life. But it makes sense. Because I never looked at always looked at my side, but you never look at the other side. And the grass is not greener. And I will tell you that. Because the people that love you are probably hurting worse than you are. It is the truth. It is the truth. Some of you may not agree with me, but you have to live it. So do not judge me. If you want to throw rocks at my glass house, please go somewhere else, because I'm speaking from experience. And just so you know, my glass house is unbreakable. That's how strong I am. So, and I didn't mean that for anybody, okay? So don't go say, she's talking about me. No, I'm not. I'm not talking about anybody. I'm just saying in general. Okay, so, is that called a metaphor? It's just like case in it. No? Okay, so you guys, thank you all for listening and thank you all for watching. Please, if you need help with mental health, it is really important for you to get out of denial and go seek that help. And, I have a case manager. I have case managers all over. Humana, I have a case manager. They hired Council on Aging for me. Melina is paying for the home health care that I'm getting ready to get. And then, I'm just truly blessed. I'm truly blessed. And the people that were able to be strong enough to help me are truly unbelievably blessed. The people that helped me, I just, now realize, I came to realize once my head got clear that it's the people on the other side that hurt worse than you do. I'm hurting myself, but you're not only hurting yourself, hurting other people. And I know I'm supposed to direct it towards me, and I'm not saying you or this, or I'll say you or this, but I'm not meaning to the person that's watching. I'm just saying the struggle's real. It's the truth. I am the truth. For real. I'm not taking none of this lightly. It is not to be taken lightly. You laugh all you want. I don't give a shit. Like I say on my game, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Because your perception of what I'm doing, maybe you have a problem and maybe you need to go get help. If those are the feelings that you're having. Told you I was going to be explicit, and I knew that was going to come out sooner or later. But it's probably my paranoia talking like, just what I do is how I am. I got to accept it. Now, how do I deal with it? Okay, I need to slow down. That's how I'm going to deal with it. All right, you guys. So, if you're worried about getting judged or worried about getting bullied, don't. There are people out there. Reach out to me. Please, I'm on Facebook, Edith Miller. And I have a picture of my mother and I up there because on the 29th, it's her 6th anniversary of her death. So I am carrying her in my heart and soul right now. I miss her a lot, and but I do listen to her now. I may not have listened to her then, but I hear her words now in my heart, and I know she'd be proud of me. But it's not about whether somebody's proud of you or, I don't think that anybody should say that to me again. Just say, you're doing good, Edie. Don't say I'm proud of you. You're doing good. What are you? Just ask me, what are you doing different? And I'll tell you, I'm taking action for my life because I want to live. My suicide attempts are gone because I stopped. Just because you cry and you're feeling your feelings, for the first time in my life, I'm feeling my feelings clean and sober. And I'm feeling my feelings knowing I have a mental health issue that I'm taking action for. But if you want to cry, you need a hug, just message me and say, Edie, I need a hug. I need to talk. And I'm going to shut up and listen and hear you out. And if you want advice, I'll give it to you. But if you don't ask me, I'm not going to give it to you. That you just need to talk and get it out is what, that's the difference in me now. And just so you all know, I'm not a professional in any way. I just have my wisdom and my experience, strength and my hope. And when I pray, the devil can hear you. And he likes to take it away from you. Because he's a liar. I ask God when I pray for strength and grace. And that is good enough for me. Thank you, Lord, for the strength and grace that you have given me today. Thank you for waking me up. Those are things that you can say yourself. It's kind of cool. So it was kind of weird because for the first time, it happened this month. I believe it happened in November. I had, and it wasn't an epiphany. It was something that needed to be done. And, I've taken 9 years. I, haven't been in a relationship in 9 years. No boyfriend, nothing, which is fine with me because I needed to get to know myself. What do I like? What do I dislike? Because I didn't know. What do I have to do? I had to learn to love myself, respect myself. And for the first time, and, I was telling my one cousin about a couple weeks ago when we were talking, I said, I finally met myself for the first time in my life, and it was kind of nice to meet myself. So what I did was, I have stretch marks when I was pregnant, but I had my um, let's just say someone that I was very close to looked at my stretch marks and said, "Wow, that's ugly." And I was like, "What do you mean that's ugly? My son came out of, my son made these. He made art when he was in my belly, and I cherish that. My art marks that my son made for me. Sure, if I look at it close enough, I'll make a toy or something out of it. I don't know." So, I ever since then I had been insecure and low self-esteem, which I'm working on my self-esteem, but I've completed every single goal that I have made since I've been at Tender Mercies and GTB. Each year they do an evaluation, and each year I fulfill those goals. But the goals that keep on ticking are the mental health issue goals. Keep accepting that, and to know that I need to keep accepting my addiction, and that I know that as long as I accept, I can take action and work on myself, and that's what I've done. You say I'm ready for a relationship, but now I'm 52 years old, and maybe there is love out there for me somewhere, and I'm not looking. I'm really not looking, and it was all about me and getting me together. It wasn't about a man, no offense, but I used men as a crutch for a long, long time, and I can say now that I can take care of myself, and that and there is one man out there that I truly, truly love, and I will always love with all of my heart, and I can say that he was my first real true love, and but he has his own trials and tribulations that he's dealing with now. So, but we do keep in contact, tell each other we love each other, we laugh. Now we don't keep I don't even think we kept the secret from each other, really. But it was about us accepting each other. Okay, you guys. So, anyway, please seek help if you need it. If you need someone to talk to, I'm always there. Tomorrow, or when I'm done here, I'll put the suicide hotline number down. That is a very important and dear to my heart. Please, no matter how bad you're hurting, reach out. It is the most important thing for you that you could ever do. I am asking you, please reach out. Get help. And I don't know if some of you know, but let me let you know, here in Cincinnati and Hamilton County, there is a suicide response team that they'll come to the police. They're with the police, and they come to your house. And don't be scared. Don't be scared. They've come to me a few times, and it was pretty cool. They're really nice, and they evaluate you just to see where you're at, and they talk to you. They just evaluate you to see where you're at, and if you need to go seek counseling, they will take you. It's just a wonderful program that they have there. Okay, so I have so much that I want to talk about, but this is more of me trying to help you, and letting you know my experience, strength, and hope in all my trials and tribulations. And my strength today is that I'm able to accept that I have mental health issues, and that I'm an addict, and that I am taking action and doing something about it. But let me go ahead and get this out, because let me tell you something. I just really want to get this out because it's on my mind and it needs to be said. So, last week, I went to go see my PCP doctor. He let me know that my COPD is in the second stage now. There's different stages. I'm in the moderate stage, which is the second stage. And then there's 2 other stages, I believe. But with that said, I will find out soon if I'm getting oxygen or I will be doing breathing therapy. I have been working on quitting on smoking for 6 months, but since I smoked for 40 some years, the doctors were afraid that I would have a heart attack or a stroke, so they're letting me do it at my own pace. From 3 to 5, I was smoking 3 to 4 packs, so probably more. I'm down to 1 pack a day, and I have been down to 1 pack a day for a while now, but that is okay. They do not want me to go cold turkey. I want to go cold turkey and get over with, but I'm too high risk for that. So I have to have. I am restricted to my home now. Like I went out today, and I should never went. I wanted some chips and pop and bologna and bread. I can't get up and cook every day. It's just. So I'm gonna give me a bunch of frozen dinners next month and some lunch meat, some cheese, and, get food that's easy for me to fix, so that I'm not up and down. Anyway, so if you guys have any ideas, menu selection, put it out there. See. Also, so I was just diagnosed with unspecified bilateral sciatica, unspecified. The COPD is unspecified too, but that was put down. I just had a pulmonary test done, and so I got to go meet up with a pulmonary doctor. My sister is going to go with me, so I'm glad that I don't have to go through that alone. I keep telling myself if he gives me oxygen, I'm just going to throw my cigarettes out, and I probably will. Okay, so with all that said, I'm only 52 years old, and when you're in active addiction and when you have so much going on in your head and, like right now I'm in a lot of pain from head to toe. I wake up, I can't even move, like I'm just so stiff. But, I've ignored my health. And this is me being honest with myself and being honest with you. I have ignored my health. I've ignored a lot of things in my life. And because I ignored my health, and I truly do believe this, because it's what keeps me going, is that, excuse me, it's that for years, I was in active addiction for what, 40 years? Yeah, 42 years. When I was at home with my family, my parents made sure that I'm a mess. My hair's growing back. I don't know what to do with it anyway. My parents made sure I got to the doctor, but then as I got older, when you're in active addiction, you just don't think of it. Okay, so that's why I do truly believe, because I ignored my health, that the things that I did ignore didn't get fixed when it needed to be. And so there's a lot going on health-wise, but I am dealing with it. I'm very happy that I'm dealing with it. Things that are not to be ignored. I just had few biopsies done when I had my scope on my throat. They were benign. It was in my esophagus and a piece of my stomach that they took out. So I think that was my 4th round of biopsies I've had on my throat. And that's all due to smoking and drugs and alcohol. I'm lucky to have my teeth. My next move is going to go to a dentist and get my teeth cleaned. And, I'm going to need IV sedation for that because don't imagine how bad it hurt. And then I'm going to go get my eyes done. But like I said, one thing at a time. There goes my voice. One thing at a time. And if I can do it, I know that you can do it too. But please don't. And if you think you're alone, you're not. You're never alone. There's always somebody out there. You just need to reach out, and you need to take that action to do that. Action, 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 action. Acceptance, acceptance, acceptance. Understanding. And love and respect for yourself. That's what matters. You matter. Your children matter, if you have children. Your children matter. So I just want you guys to know, thank you all for watching, and please go seek help if you need it, because I am here to tell you that you can do it too. You can do it too. You just take it one thing at a time. Take a deep breath. And tell yourself it's going to be okay. And if you think you need validation, you don't. You tell yourself it's going to be okay. All right? Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that I got through to someone or a few people. That would be amazing. And then I will be back tomorrow night. Not sure what I'm going to talk about, but I'll have a link or a number or something to give to you about what I'm going to talk about. So I think we're going to talk about, I don't know, I'll surprise you. Okay, so thank you all, and good night.